The Royal Rumble is this Sunday, and we have a few names to both Rumbles, but we'll go towards the kickoff matches first. We've already gone through them, but we'll go through them again. First off, the United States Championship is now a kickoff match. The kickoff match will have the opportunity to have a United States Championship match as well as the right to become the face of America as the current United States Champion and face of America, Rusev, faces the former champion and the former face of America, Shinsuke Nakamura. We've already talked about this before, but I will pick Rusev just because he needs it more, and Nakamura can go towards the world title again if you need him to go that way. Next up, the other kickoff match. Buddy Murphy defends against Akira Tozawa, Kalisto, and Hideo Itami in a fatal four-way match with the Cruiserweight Championship. Again, I've talked about this before, but I will say, if there were to be a new champion, I would pick Hideo. But I will say Murphy will retain more than likely, but I will pick Hideo if there is to be a new champion. Now, as far as the new names for the Women's Royal Rumble, there are 9 new names. Well, there are more than 9 new names, so we'll go over them as I see fit here. Because with the Rumble, it's harder to pick who's actually going to win instead of who's actually going to do things. So first off, Lacey Evans. We've seen her the past couple weeks. We've seen her on NXT. The first lady of NXT, as she's called herself. But honestly, the first true lady. If you've seen her in action, it's incredible. A former military woman. Knows what she's doing in the ring. I mean, Jesus. If you could be in armed forces and be in this crazy business we call wrestling, I commend you for it. So I will pick Evans to be a dark horse in this match. We'll have a proper showing for sure, but I will pick maybe top 4 or final 3 even. That's how confident I see the potential in Lacey Evans here. Next up, Alexa Bliss making her return to the ring in the Rumble. It's probably the better option because that way you can limit her just because, the concussion, and we know more about concussions now in the past 5 years, let alone 10 years we've known more than, say, maybe a decade or half a century ago. So it's very important to make sure she's medically cleared and that those symptoms are gone because those could easily come back. But I will, if Bliss is to win the Rumble, it's a very high potential of her winning the Rumble. But just based on her, current showings and, again, the precautions that we have to have in this world for athletes of this caliber, I would say Bliss could be a potential Final 8, Final 4, if not winning the whole damn thing. But I would not be surprised if she has an early elimination. That way you keep her safe, you keep her doing what she needs to do, and then do whatever you want to do with her in the chamber. I'll look over the 9 new names just in case, because some of them are mixed in here. Yeah. So I'll just go over the list of the new ones and then go over the ones that I feel are newer on this list. And I think that might be all of them. So let's go. Yeah. So first up, Charlotte Flair is now in the Rumble. I'm glad they did this because it's hard to look at who's actually new in here and it's all mixed in there. Again, Charlotte could win this thing, honestly. But if not, I will pick Final 4 at the most because, it's Charlotte. It's going to be fucking Charlotte to win it. Because it's just Charlotte. She just has this thing where she wins everything most of the time. So I would not be surprised if she won, but I will say Final 4 at the most. Naomi. Kind of the same deal. Kind of the same deal here, especially with Mandy Rose in here. Mandy and Naomi will probably cross each other out here, but Naomi has a big chance of winning. I will say top 6 at the most. Tamina has no chance at all. God bless her, but she just doesn't. There's no way. She would get help from another person in this Rumble, which we'll go about a little later, but she doesn't have a chance in this. Tamina has all the potential in the world, but I just don't see it because it's how WWE uses her. Next up, the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. They will obviously work together in this Rumble, but I could see them being maybe Final 6, Final 8, if they work together. Next up, Dana Brooke has no chance in hell. I'm sorry. She has all the potential in the world, but there's no way WWE will put her at the win the fucking Rumble at the way she's been using her. Next up, Lana. Kind of the same deal here with Lana. She's been improving, but I don't see it. Maybe Final 10 at the most. Nia Jax, obviously she used Tamina as part of the Samoan Dynasty to be, or what I've been calling the Samoan Dynasty, because that's pretty much what it is. To help her in this match, but she could be potentially Final 4, Final 6. And finally, a true wild card in this match, Nikki Cross. If you have not seen Nikki Cross before, you are in for a treat. The former Nikki Storm has been in this business for a long time. Very smart in the ring, very smart in general. Albeit with her character may have a little difference there, but she could go all the way and win this, I feel. I don't know if it'll happen. I doubt it'll happen. But there is the potential of it happening. However, I will say Cross has a good showing. Maybe Final 10, Final 6. If not, winning the whole damn thing. And finally, the Raw Rumble. I'm sorry, the traditional Rumble. Is very much a Raw Rumble, looking at the people on this list so far. There is one new name, and I think we've gone over it before, but we'll go over it again. Randy Orton in the Rumble. It's a hard one. Randy is a bigger name in this, so I will say Final 4 at the least. But if you want to make him win it again, you can obviously do that. And with that, the Rumble is this Sunday, and we have a lot to go over as far as kickoff-wise, if there is more kickoff matches, but this looks to be your final card, which means, how many spots are there? So there's about 10 spots to fill in the men's Rumble. And for the women, about 7 spots for the women Rumble, which is surprising compared to last year, where about half of it was, older names, which is great. But, a lot less surprises in this one, which is, about 7 spots, like I said. So there are those mystery wildcard spots. And again, with some of the people for the men, like EC3, like Heavy Machinery, Lars Sullivan, those spots can get filled up pretty quickly. That aren't on the current list right now. They could be later on in the week, but, as far as the prizes go, they're already going to be called up. Put them in the Rumble. It makes more sense to do it that way. And with those about 4 spots taken, that would be, about 6 more mystery people in that regard. But, it was going to be a great night. Rumble's always one of the better nights of the year as far as WWE is concerned. It's going to be a great night, full of surprises. The Rumble is always one of the better nights of the year, in my opinion. So it's worth the watch for sure.